All right, good evening, everyone. Adolf from Army here. Army, you got it. That was good.
Last award.
Oh, last award. All right. So I'm going to start with Craig. Many of you in the room have probably worked with Craig Dillman at some point at the block build, on MLK Day, or as part of our asthma trigger action crew. All told, Craig has volunteered for over 27 days with Rebuilding Together Philadelphia since 2013. Craig has said that before he started volunteering with RTP, Philadelphia didn't really feel like home. He shared that his volunteer work helped him to see the heart of our city and helped him feel more connected to it. He has worked in at least 8 different neighborhoods across Philadelphia, and I think we finally convinced him that Philadelphia is home. Craig, we can confidently say that Philadelphia is lucky to have you, and the homeowners you've worked with have been touched deeply by the love and work you have shown them. The repair in the homes where you volunteer always looks great, but what stands out most to us at RTP is that at the final walkthrough at the end of each block, the homeowner is always walking around with you. They know exactly what has been happening in their home. They're excited to point out the work that's been finished, and they're so sorry to see you go at the end of the day. So with that, Craig, thank you very much. I'm going to switch over to Rachel and just talk a little bit about the work that Rachel's done. 7 years ago, Rachel Dierking volunteered at her first run to rebuild, and she's never looked back. This past year, Rachel was a volunteer coordinator for all the many people that make the run to rebuild a success. Rachel has become an invaluable member of the block build crew, as well helping both with hospitality and truck materials.
and loading and unloading.
What truck materials?
Rachel is continually impressed by the homeowners whom she meets on block builds. She recognizes the trust it takes for homeowners to let volunteers come into their homes. Rachel is always moved when she hears homeowners talk about how meaningful these repairs are for them. Here's Rachel Dierking in a nutshell. When we called to tell her she had won a Volunteer of the Year award, she replied, "I'm honored. I feel like I don't do that much." And then she said, "What can I do to help at the party?" When Rachel volunteers, she gives 100% and with a positivity that is contagious. Rachel says that she values RTP staff and how efficient and thoughtful they are with everyone they work with. We feel the same way about Rachel. We're so grateful to have her, and we love having her to be part of the RTP family. With that, Craig and Rachel, it's with great pleasure that I present you both with the Jimmy Cogill Volunteer of the Year Award.
They're going to speak, but we're going to get the picture with the cold.
I didn't hear it.
All right, who's going first? Wait, don't go anywhere.
All right, so I prepared some words, but I think I'm going to cut this a little short. When I started volunteering with Rebuilding Together, I never would have expected that I would stay involved for so long and be so involved with this organization. As has been said, when I first moved to Philadelphia, it didn't really feel like home. This was an opportunity for me to engage with the community, to share with the community something that I felt that I was good at. And that's what really got me involved. But what really kept me involved was the tangible impact that I see this organization provide to the community. Every single block rebuild, every single asthma action crew project. It really is unbelievable, and I can't end this conversation without talking about the level of dedication and passion that the RTP crew has for what they do. They dedicate their lives to helping people. They dedicate their lives to improving the safety and the health and happiness of people in our community. The level of preparation and planning and setup and tear down and project management that goes into every single rebuild project is astounding. And that's part of what keeps me coming in every time to support them and to ensure that I'm giving 100% because I want the planning that they do to be seen with success. So I feel an obligation every time I volunteer to make sure that that happens. So I just want to thank the crew, the guys in blue, for all the work that you guys do to make it possible for me to even volunteer. So thank you so much.
I am going to read mine, but I may get emotional. As I tried to think about why I'm proud to volunteer with RTP, the answer is simple. It's the people, and you have heard that over and over again tonight. Yes, we do amazing work, making health and safety home repairs on hundreds of homes, but the more I thought about it, it was very clear that we're all here because of the people. From the founder to the board, the amazing staff, the skilled leaders, house captains, super captains, volunteers, students, and homeowners. We're here because we love our neighbors. The homeowners don't just take advantage of this wonderful opportunity for themselves, but they encourage their friends and family to participate because they care about their communities. And then they show up at other block builds because they care about those communities. The volunteers show up over and over again because they care about the homeowners and the communities they live in. The skilled leaders, in addition to completing Brandon's often ambitious list of repairs, they take time to invest in the volunteers. I have so many stories that prove my theory. Unfortunately, I don't have time to share them all, but I wanted to share two. The late Jimmy Cogill, in whose memory this award was created, cared about people. I know I may have seemed a little gruff on the outside, but he took time on a balmy 80-degree day to stop and encourage a new volunteer who was a little overwhelmed and a lot exhausted by everything that was going on. He told me why he kept showing up at block builds time after time, and it was because of the people. Earlier this year, as we were starting to plan the Run to Rebuild, my 22-year-old cousin lost his battle with opioid addiction. Providentially, I had to call Esther and let her know that I wanted to participate in the Run to Rebuild, but I have to take a little bit of a step back for a little while to deal with family, work through stuff. A few days later, in the middle of the emotional chaos, I got a card with thoughts and prayers from the entire staff. They didn't just care about the work, they cared about me. If we were just here for the work or the outcome, I don't think RTP would be as successful as it continues to be. But we're here because this amazing organization and this incredible staff give us an opportunity to love our neighbors, and I'm so proud of that.
You guys. All right, now stop crying. Okay. Thank you guys so much. You guys are good. All right. We're going to do the raffle. I just have three things. So one is a thank you to Chef Stern and Vera Masi from R2L and Kim Bistrong for connecting us. Where's Kim? To Chef Stern, to Yards Brewery and Breakthrough Beverage for the too many beverages for the beer and wine donations. Thanks so much to you all for coming. I hope we see you on October 11th and 12th at our Kensington Block Build. Please remember to take a Hammer stress toy on your way out. A small bit of our appreciation for these stressful times. Please enjoy the rest of the party and come and hear about the. Oh, I didn't even use this. Come and hear about the raffle. All right, the raffle. Who's gonna do? I know. Okay, Craig and Rachel, you guys get to pick the raffle. All right, and then I'm going to give this over to Esther to announce the raffle. Craig and Rachel.
All right, everyone, get your tickets out that you bought, and keep in mind we're all winners who bought raffle tickets because it's going to money.
What's up, baby?
Something really.
No. You want to come on.